Brock Lesnar. I can't say it like Paul Heyman does, but Brock Lesnar is going to be taking on Triple H in a no-holds-barred career on the line match with Triple H this weekend. Now, if you missed our live show with Dan Doby and Mr. Hurricane, we were breaking down the predictions, and a few interesting things came up. One, this is Triple H's first match without hair. It's kind of a mysterious thing. Will it give him powers? Will he fail without the hair? And a few other things kind of came up. If you don't know, last year Triple H did, in fact, sign a 4-year contract. Now, being the pretty much the guy that's going to run the whole company, pretty sure he can avoid a contract as far as on screen goes, or do thing in other roles. One thing that a lot of people are criticizing here is who cares if Triple H, his career is on the line because he's a part-timer. He only wrestles twice a year. And I think that brings up an interesting perspective, and I wanted to break that down because he wrestles twice a year because there's really no reason for him to wrestle throughout the year. Now, you really can't please fans because fans either say, Triple H and Brock Lesnar, they're part-timers. Why don't they wrestle all the time? But then those are the same people that bitch why they don't push young guys. And it kind of seems contradictory. You're like, well, they shouldn't, if they're here to wrestle, they should be here full-time, not part-time. But then they get mad when they're there taking away spots from the young guys. When it comes to Brock Lesnar, they're already paying him $5 million a year, is what they, was reported. And he's gone for a whole another year. The question is, will they wreck those dates or will they use those dates? As far as, carrying on this feud, will there be a third match between Brock Lesnar and Triple H? I don't know, and I don't think so. If Triple H wins this match, it doesn't really hurt Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is there for a paycheck. When Brock Lesnar faced John Cena last year at Extreme Rules, the plan was for Brock Lesnar to kick the shit out of John Cena, but have John Cena so bruised and battered, even though he got the victory, that he would go out on a stretcher. Now, those plans changed last year, and Brock was pretty pissed. At least that's what the rumors were saying. Now, I don't know why you would be pissed because, he is an ass kicker. You saw what he did to Cena. And, regardless, he's going to get a paycheck. So, Brock doesn't need a win. The question is, though, what's going to happen with Brock, and what is he going to do when this is over? Who is he going to face? Now, CM Punk brought up an interesting thing, and I'll talk about that in Undertaker versus CM Punk, that CM Punk would want to tag with Brock Lesnar to take on Team Hell No. And I think that would be pretty awesome, in my opinion. I think when it comes to Triple H, he doesn't need a win, and Brock Lesnar doesn't need a win. Either one of these guys don't need a win. The question is, are we willing to see Triple H give up his in-ring career? Now, he is the vice president, not a vice president, whatever he is, the COO. He does pretty much, he's going to take over the company from Vince McMahon. Now, I think he's still got some in him. Last year when he faced Undertaker at WrestleMania, he looked a little like he put on a few pounds. This year, if you watch his training videos, he's training different than ever, and he looks like he's in absolutely phenomenal shape. So for that reason alone, and my hope of one day possibly at D-Generation X coming back, that's just something I'm hoping for because I think Triple H is better in the light of kind of the funny comedic guy like he was in DX than the ass kicker. I think you can leave the ass kicking up to Brock Lesnar. I say Triple H should win this match, but Brock Lesnar is going to beat the shit out of him. That's what I think is going to happen. And, I wouldn't be surprised if Brock wins and ends Triple H's career. It'd be a huge ratings boost to see Triple H's farewell speech on Monday Night Raw. Me personally, though, I'm going to say Triple H gets a victory. I wonder what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter for live updates tomorrow. And until then, we will see you guys later.